Oh dear, dear little light, shine forth thy beauty. You came, you went, 'twas brief and rare. We loved you and we love you.
Hi everyone, my name's Clare Hedin, and I am going to talk to you briefly today about the Shruti, because this is a Shruti and I perform with it a lot. And after every performance you can always guarantee that somebody's going to come and ask me, well, what is the Shruti and what's the history of the Shruti? So I'm going to do two things. One is I'm going to just demonstrate how it sounds and I'll sing with it, because that's how I usually perform with it. And then the other is I'll tell you where you could find this particular model, and also the brief history that Stefan, the guy who designed this particular Shruti, has written on his website. And I'm going to actually read that to you. I've got it written down over here because he's done a really nice job of making a very accessible story about the nature of it. But first, let me just show you what it looks like, okay? So this is the side that I see when I'm playing. And these little, there are little holes behind each of these movers. And as they move, there's a reed behind them. And when you pick like one or two different notes, when I press the bellows, which is from the side here, then it pushes wind over the reed. So it's sort of a reed instrument, it's a wind instrument. It can be played slightly percussively, but you know, generally speaking, it's a wind instrument. And you can have it set to different notes, so it can go from C to C. This is an octave. It can go from G to G. It depends who's making it and which notes they're choosing to set it up as. If you play piano or have studied piano, you can tell looking at this that it's actually set up like, this is a C to C, so it's set up like a regular keyboard on a piano. And I'm actually just going to pick a few notes. So right now I've got it selected on C sharp and F sharp. And so when I push the wind through it, this is how it sounds. And it creates a really beautiful cushion of air to sing over. So I'll demonstrate. Okay, so that's two notes. So I'm going to change the notes now, because different notes elicit different kind of moods. They set different moods. So if I do C to G, for instance, like, how does that feel? How does that feel in your body? How does it affect your mood? So there's sort of more of an uplift to that particular chord, and I'll just do one more. Let's do E and B. Let's see how that sounds. So a little bit different. So that gives you a sense of the Shruti and the sound it can make and how beautiful it is. And it's such an easy size too to travel with. And just so you know, this one, although it's chromatic, my original Shruti, the one I used to first play with, is actually pentatonic, which means that it's like an open tuning. So it doesn't have like every half step, which is like, oh, for instance, which is what this is. Da, 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 da. The pentatonic is just much more open tuning, so it's just very user friendly, you know. So what I'm going to do is actually read you. I've printed up. Here it is. So I've printed up what Stefan Cartwright, and I will put his website information either below this video or as a caption. But it's Shruti Box, I believe, shrutibox.co.uk. And here's what he has to say about the history of the Shruti, for those that wish to know. The origins of the Shruti Box can be traced back to the Chinese sheng, an ancient wind instrument still in use today, which makes sound when air passes through small bamboo reeds. These free reeds were later to influence a new family of Western instruments, including the harmonica, accordion, and harmonium. Christian Gottlieb Krasenstein, 1723 to 1795, professor of physiology at Copenhagen, was credited with the first free reed to be made in the Western world after winning the annual prize in 1780 from the Imperial Academy of St. Petersburg. The new metal reeds were used in a harmonium, a foot-operated bellows instrument invented in Paris in 1842 by Alexandre de Bain. And by the way, there are pictures on his website that show these different stages of the instrument's development, and I'll link you to that page so you can see them. The harmonium proved to be very popular in small chapels and churches, as it was smaller and much less expensive than the pipe organs of the day. A later version of the harmonium was developed, which enabled the bellows to be operated by hand, which is what you see with the Shruti, and which featured a smaller keyboard and less stops, which now is talking about the harmonium. And those stops are the small knobs that are pulled out to create a sustained note, and you see those in the large organs in churches. This lighter, more portable instrument was taken by travellers to India, where it was adopted by the native musicians and further refined to suit the folk and classical music styles. The keyboard was finally removed to make a new, smaller instrument designed solely for the purpose of producing sustained notes and chords to accompany singers and musicians. It was called the Surpeti, 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 and later became known as the Shruti Box. In the 1960s, travellers to India began bringing Shruti boxes back to the West, and the poet Allen Ginsberg was one of the earliest well-known players to use it to accompany his poetry readings. Since then, the Shruti box has slowly crossed geographical boundaries and musical genres to become a true world musical instrument. Something I heard, and I don't know how true this is that in India the Shruti is considered not so much as a primary instrument, but as an instrument for people to tune to, so that when they play together they're in tune. So I don't know how accurate that is, but that's just something I heard sort of on my travels. So I hope this answers some of your questions about what is a Shruti, why do I play it, where does it come from. If you like what this sounds like in terms of me and the Shruti together, then that's the kind of thing I do in a sound healing, especially for groups. I love doing that. And when I perform at Wells Cathedral, sorry, not Wells Cathedral, I have performed at Wells, but in San Francisco we have Grace Cathedral. So when I perform there, it's just an incredible, incredible experience. And you can hear some of what that sounds like on my SoundCloud site. And we'll do a little link to that too below this video or inside as a caption. So enjoy the Shruti wherever you can hear it, and they're actually something you could consider getting for yourself if you wanted to. Thanks so much. Bye.
So thank you, yes thank you, we thank you oh so deeply. yes, thank you. We thank you for your visit. We know your time with us was brief, but still 'twas time well valued. You have a place in hearts and minds down here on earthly fallows. Your light will shine and dance you will upon the skies of spirit. We learn, we love, we touch, we part, we feel the circle's healing. So thank you, yes, thank you. We thank you oh so deeply. And thank you, yes, thank you. We thank you for your visit. Oh dear, dear little light, shine forth thy beauty. You came, you went, 'twas brief and rare. We loved you and we love you. So